Today's project is the Stihl MS192TC. It's a great little saw. It's been very reliable, but now when you start it, it starts easy and it wants to bog down as soon as you give it gas. And also the clutch is making a pretty big squealing noise. So I'll show you what it's doing and then we'll get right into fixing it. I haven't even tried to start this thing yet today, but I know that it'll start pretty easily. It's got a nice little primer bulb. As soon as you hear that, you can take the choke off. And yeah, that's what it's doing. It's just dying out. First thing that I'm going to do is take this air box off, look at the air filter, and put a new spark plug in it. This definitely looks dirty. I'll go ahead and blow this out with compressed air before we put it back. I should be able to get to the spark plug from here now. Might have to get a real socket for this thing. Okay, the spark plug doesn't look too bad. It actually looks pretty brown. I'll have another one though, so I'll throw it in and we'll see what it does. Here's what it looks like. I don't know if it's going to change anything, but I'll throw this new one in. Okay, I'm going to start this thing again. I do have the air box off, but we'll see if it changes anything. I would call that no change. I want to take this side cover off and get this chain and bar off and see if maybe the clutch is binding it up. Look at that. We'll definitely have to get this cleaned up. Okay, I'm going to try it now without anything hooked up to the clutch. Okay, this does run a little better. I don't think that's the issue. I am going to go ahead and pop this clutch off of here, I think, and grease it up, but I don't think that's our main issue. I'm going to take the side cover off so I can hold the flywheel to get the clutch off. So I'm just going to back, I think it's just these 4 screws here. Okay, this looks pretty decent. I'll probably just blow this out with compressed air too to clean it all up. It's definitely got some chunkiness going on in here, but it just looks like a used saw. I'm going to take this clutch off to clean it and inspect it. I'm just going to hold onto the flywheel over on this side with my hand and hit it with the impact. And this one, righty, is loosey. Came right off. Okay. Here's what I wanted to look at, which was the bearing. Seems okay. I will go ahead and clean all this up with brake cleaner. We'll re-grease this and see if that makes it run any better. Okay, I've cleaned and inspected everything. These gears look a little worn, but definitely not really anything to worry about. This bearing here looks okay. I'm gonna put some white lithium grease on it and we'll put this all back together. I don't have any torque specs for this, and I normally don't do it, but I'm just going to tap this with the impact. It'll tighten itself up. That should be good. It's still not running right, so I'm going to check the carb. Just these two 8mm bolts. Whew, that's a little dirty in there. Might block this off and try to blow this out with compressed air real quick. Since this area was so dirty, I am going to take the carb out. The first thing I need to do is get this choke lever off. I'm just going to take a screwdriver here and gently push at it, hopefully. There we go. Pushed it off just like that. Now I think I have one fuel line here, and then the carb should pull out. I don't think that I'm going to have to take the trigger mechanism out. I think that's it right there. Whoa, a lot of fuel came out there. Okay, I don't really have a rebuild kit or anything, so I'm just going to check and make sure this diaphragm is good, and then I don't see anything weird. Blow it out with compressed air and see how it runs then. Doesn't seem like it's a carburetor issue. This diaphragm seems like it's in good shape. Needle seems to be working, so I think overall it's in pretty good shape. I'm just going to make sure this jet is clear here, and I'll go ahead and take this side off as well. Okay, it looks pretty clean in here. I'm just going to blow this out with compressed air, clean it all up, and we'll put it back together. I have it all cleaned up and blown out, so I'm just going to fit this back on here. Do the same thing on this side. Okay, I have this all turned up just so I can hopefully not spill as much fuel. I just need to hook this lever here on this side to the throttle cable. Slide it back down on. Slides over there. And I think we're good. Trigger works. Go ahead and slide my choke back. There we go. Clean this pull starter up. Turned out real nice, so we'll throw it back on now so we can start it. Okay, I'm not very hopeful, but let's see if that did anything. Before I go any further, I went ahead and took the spark plug out again. I'm going to put the compression tester on it just to make sure it's making good compression. I feel like it is, but we'll just double check. Oh yeah, we're at about 150 pounds, and I could probably even get it a little higher. Hopefully you guys will be able to see, but it's definitely not a compression issue. So I think I'm gonna take the exhaust off and look at the piston. Looks like to take this muffler off, there's just these two bolts here. The piston doesn't look too bad. I looked at the cylinder walls. They look okay too. This thing's pretty clogged up, so I think I'm gonna run it without the muffler and see if that changes anything. Because maybe this muffler is just really clogged up. Alright, here's to starting it with no muffler. Okay, that definitely could be the issue. She really fired up there, so let's take a look at this muffler. This muffler is pretty dirty, but it doesn't look too clogged up or anything. I'm wondering if there's a spark arrestor behind here that's just clogged up. I don't think this spark arrestor is supposed to be this dirty. I can barely see through it. Okay, I got this thing pretty much as clean as it's gonna get. It's about 100% better than it was. So we'll go ahead and throw this back on the muffler. And I cleaned that up a little bit as well. Now to put the muffler back. Alright, let's see how it runs now. Okay, I would call that fixed. Let's finish putting it back together. I cleaned this air filter out real good. We'll go ahead and put that in the cover back. the chain on. And the bar. And then we can put the side cover back. Okay, now with the bar and chain on, hopefully it's going to run and idle good. Sounds good to me. Alright, that's going to do it for today's video. This little chainsaw is back in action. It was an interesting little problem to solve. Make sure you clean your spark arrestors. So yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.